Today we're going to discuss the common challenges that Scrum Master face on a day-to-day basis and what can be the root cause reason of what's holding you back in progressing within your career further within the organization. So let's get started. Now, Scrum Masters play a critical role within the organization, but they also play a role which is not very well understood by many people within the organizational structure. Some people think that the Scrum Master does nothing. Some people think that the Scrum Master is just purely an organizer. And some people think the Scrum Master is the go-to person for everything, who is basically perceived as a project manager. And one of the biggest failures in modern day organizations is that there's a lack of organizational commitment to the Scrum Master profession. But on top of that, they have a lack of Agile understanding. And when this happens, you have competing priorities and the leadership team doesn't even support it. What is the consequence of all of this? Investment. Because the leadership team doesn't understand it, it's not a key priority for the organization. And if it's not a key priority for the organization, you're not going to get the adequate investment into the right areas. And all in all, this will effectively slow down the Agile or Scrum adoption within the organization, which basically means you as a Scrum Master is going to have a far more difficult time in getting your role executed in a smooth manner. That's it in a nutshell. So if an organization understands what the Agile ways of working are, you will have a better chance of survival within the organization. But if the organization doesn't understand, you're going to have to run basically an Agile transformation, a rollout exercise within the entire organization structure. As we said earlier on there, the Scrum Master role is a very unclear role to many people. It's ambiguous to say the best, and most people don't understand what this individual actually does. And because of this, people can come up with different conflating and conflicting expectations of the role. Oh, I think the person should do this, I think the person should do that, or I think the person should be doing this. There's never going to be one single answer of what the Scrum Master is meant to do. And then on top of that, it can create sometimes overlap. You know, you might have a project manager in the organization and you also have a Scrum Master. The roles could be overlapping in many instances. But how do you go about differentiating that? How do you go about clearly differentiating your role as a Scrum Master? That is the key question that all of you need to observe. And one of the major problems is there's a lack of training. And more importantly, there's a lack of good training out on the market here. And as I always say within my videos on this channel, going back God knows how many years, avoid PSM and avoid CSM certifications. They're your bare minimum. They hardly scratch the surface when it comes to this topic. You need to go for a proper scaled Agile certification, which is trending in the marketplace as of now. So 65 to 75% of organizations globally have adopted the scaled Agile framework. So it's more benefit for you to take a certification which is in market right now, in trend. So the Safe Scrum Master 6.0 certification, hands down, is the best place to be for yourself who wants to get a step up within your career. And another problem is people think that the Scrum Master role is purely an organizational manager / facilitator coach type of role. It's not. That's the bare minimum understanding of a Scrum Master. The Scrum Master has an obligation to maximize value delivery within the company. And the only way that can be done if the Scrum Master understands key business skills, key business attributes, who possesses business acumen. Only through this can a Scrum Master be truly effective in displaying the value of themselves to the rest of the organization. And one of the most important things is resistance to change. And it's not just the team itself, it's the entire organization. There are so many individuals that would have a perceived resistance to an agile adoption because they don't understand what it means for them. They don't understand what are the benefits and what could be the potential side effects. You need someone there that can translate this. So the Scrum Master is the perfect individual who can take this responsibility and explain it to the rest of the organization. But do you know what the problem is? We have such low skilled Scrum Masters now that they're unable to even tell. They're unable to even project what their value is. They're unable to tell the rest of the organization what their job is actually meant to be. And because of this, the rest of the organization always stays confused. They don't have a clear grasp of what this individual is meant to be doing. Whose fault is it? Unfortunately, it's your guy's fault. You're taking certifications which aren't adding any value to your career. And worst of all, you're not taking mentorship, you're not taking coaching that's going to show you practically what to do day in and day out. It's only when you understand the practical implementation is when you become effective as a Scrum Master. And one of the other important factors here is metrics, that the Scrum Master doesn't really have a clearly defined set of metrics that they can report on. For sales individuals, it's very clear cut. Your sales targets. When it comes to marketing, the amount of traffic that you bring in. So these are very clear cut targets. For the Scrum Master, it's value delivery. It's a high performing team. But how do you measure that? Is it the fact that how much code production there is, or how much quickly, smoothly and effectively the team delivers a project? How do you measure that exactly? So having the right skills and the right understanding on how to do that is clinical, but it's also critical. And do you know what the problem is? Most people exit a Scrum Master training course and they're not even aware what those metrics are. They're not even aware what metrics they should be looking at. So if they're unaware, the organization is going to be unaware. And this is why it's critical that people attend the Safe Scrum Master training course, because it actually shows you these are the metrics that you should be observing. And not only that, not just observing, you should be implementing. So there's clear guidelines in the Safe Scrum Master course that tells you exactly what to do and what not to do. That's what we term as anti-patterns. And of course, the Scrum Master is a facilitator of many sorts, and that basically means there's a lack of authority on this individual's head. They can't really make decisions. They cannot really push the amount of change that's required within the organization to see it successfully through. And what that basically means is that the Scrum Master is limited, right? The Scrum Master is limited, and they've created a shell and you have to live within that shell. But is there a way that you can break out that shell? Is there a way that you can actually further redefine your role to the rest of the organization? The answer is yes, absolutely there is. Because you have individuals now that have been qualified day in and day out that just possess bare minimum fundamental knowledge. They don't possess the breakthrough, the massive amount of experiential knowledge that you need to get the breakthrough that you need. You only acquire that by going on a Safe Scrum Master training course and going on coaching and mentorship programs that's going to help you apply what you are learning and do it practically. Once when you get the practical, you can become far more effective as a Scrum Master within your organization. But again, once I've said, it's a lack of understanding. You have a lot of individuals right now that are happy to pay $700, $800 or $500 for a training program that isn't going to guarantee them results. For me, this makes no sense. You would obviously want to take a program that gives you a clear set of skills towards the end. You know exactly how to run Scrum meetings. You know exactly what tools you need to know, you need to use, and you know exactly how to deal with stakeholders. For me, that's a successful outcome for becoming a Scrum Master. Now, when it comes to strategies for a Scrum Master to drive progress within the organization, you should come up with a transformation plan if the organization doesn't have agility already built in. You should also be building strong relationships with all the individuals within an organization. But Scrum Masters have a habit of pushing people aside. I don't know why. Oh, they're anti-Scrum. We are for Scrum. You know, they're anti-Agile. We're for Agile. Guys, where's this coming from? Where is this actually coming from? This mindset shouldn't even be there in the first place. It shouldn't even exist in today's day and age. But we have individuals that actually have this mindset. And on top of that, continuous learning. Scrum Masters become a Scrum Master, and then what happens? They stop. They completely stop learning. And as we say on this channel, if you stop learning, you're basically becoming complacent and you just put yourself into the dying zone. Because everyone else is learning except for you. How are you going to grow as an individual if you can't keep learning, okay? And demonstration of your value. This is important. As we said earlier on in the slides, if you're unable to demonstrate value as a Scrum Master, people are going to be asking the question, why are you even here in the first place? And again, the Safe Scrum Master course clearly tells you what your roles and responsibilities are, what you're actually meant to be doing, and then on top of that, once you take practical mentorship with a coach that knows how to execute the stuff practically, you level your game up from 20% all the way up to 80 to 90%. That's where you want to be as an individual. And on top of that, practice, practice, practice. But what do you practice is what you need to know. And this is the biggest mistake. People practice the wrong stuff, not knowing what they're meant to be practicing. So the conclusion simply is that the Scrum Master has a difficult job in their hands. They have organizational resistance. They don't have enough decision-making power. They need to continuously be improving on themselves, and they need to be measuring their success and demonstrating their success to the rest of the organization, okay? So without this, you're going to really struggle. Now guys, if you're really looking to take your Scrum Master game to the next level, or you've taken a Scrum Master course previously, a CSM and a PSM, and you're unable to get a job. You've heard me say in this video very clearly, it's because it's fundamental training, it's theoretical training, you're not going to get anything from a practical perspective from those courses. You need to go on a proper practical program such as Safe Scrum Master 6.0 training, which gives you clear roles and responsibilities, clear roadmaps, clear anti-patterns, clear practical implementation techniques, clear action agendas that you can do, clearly structured scaling program techniques that you can do. And on top of that, that in a nutshell is good. But if you want to take yourself to the next level within my training programs, we also offer the 8S business framework, the 8S business domains framework, which is going to help you transition your facilitator, your project management knowledge into becoming a more business person. So you can become an asset to the organization rather than just being a standalone Scrum Master / project manager who can just manage and facilitate teams. Who needs that? You need someone that can do that, but can also drive business value to the organization. Someone that can actually communicate to stakeholders and show the value that they're creating. So the 8S business domains framework will help you achieve that. And guys, if you're interested, you can click on the link below and you can check out my Scrum Master masterclass that's running. You can also apply consultation with one of my team members, and you can also ask them questions based on the 8S business domains framework or to attend one of the classes. So there's a link in the description below, free Scrum Master training. Click on that, watch the video, and you can book a free consultation with one of my team members if you would like to attend one of our courses as well. And don't forget guys, I also have my inner circle, which is running on a weekly basis, Monday, 12 p.m. EST time, and it's at $49 per month, cancel anytime, and in there we're going through practical elements on a weekly basis. But guys, if you want to get certified, check out the free Scrum Master Masterclass, and you can inquire into one of our safe Scrum Master programs and also the ATS business domains if you're really interested. Okay, like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching.